Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Good evening. I'm James Murray, proud principal of Plainview Bethpage John F. Kennedy High School. Welcome to our 29th commencement ceremony dedicated to the class of 2020. I am honored to recognize members of our district who have made this special and unique event possible, starting with our Board of Education. Our President, Mrs. Debbie Bernstein, Vice President, Mr. Seth Greenberg, Trustees, Mr. Gary Batan, Mrs. Ginger Lieberman, Mrs. Tara Rock, Mrs. Lauren Sackstein, and Mrs. Susan Stewart. From our Central Administration, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Lorna Lewis, our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Dr. Vincent Molieri, our Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. Richard Cunningham, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Mary O'Mara, and our Assistant Superintendent for Student Services and Safety, Mr. Christopher Donnarummo. From our Building Administration, your Assistant Principals, Ms. Diana Beltrani, Mr. Michael Sestaro, and Mr. Philip Farrelly. Our department leaders, district directors, building administrators, faculty, and staff are also tuning in to celebrate this grand occasion. I thank all of our dignitaries for joining us tonight. I would like to take a moment to recognize the outstanding contributions of the retiring members of our faculty and staff. Mrs. Bonnie Belli, Library Clerical. Mrs. Linda DiBenedetto, Testing Center Aide. Mr. Stephen Kunz, Technology Teacher. Ms. Rosemary Marazzo, Guidance Department Clerical. Mr. Charles Marfoglio, Science Teacher. Ms. Ellen Schwartz, Computer Tech Aide. And Ms. Donna Whalen, Speech Teacher. On behalf of the class of 2020, we wish you health and happiness in your next chapter. And now, it is time to begin our commencement ceremony.
Greetings. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I don't know if you guys realize this, but you were the first class and first group of families I ever addressed when I first got on the Board of Ed, when I spoke at your kindergarten moving up ceremony way back when. I don't know if any of you remember that speech, but I sure do. I call it my Dr. Seuss speech, and it's one of my fondest memories as a board member. I knew that if I could be the first, I knew it would be the first of many great accomplishments and celebrations your class would achieve and that I would get to participate in, not only as a Board of Ed trustee, but as a proud parent. To say the past year has been a challenge would be quite an understatement. We live in challenging, unprecedented times. A global pandemic has robbed you of your senior year of high school. Our school district was one of the first shut down in the country by COVID-19. Back in March, we had no idea. Nobody dared even imagine that we would be closing down schools and shutting down the economy until the summer. I know this wasn't your choice. This was thrust upon you, and at times it sucked. The isolation, the uncertainty, the fear of getting sick or of a loved one getting ill, getting hospitalized, or even worse, dying. The economic impact to your families and your friends' families has been very real. Unfortunately, some of you had it much harder than others. I know there were many things you were looking forward to doing, so many things you worked hard for, and so many memories you thought you'd be making in this, your senior year of high school. I wish I could go back and fix things and make them happen. I can't. You can't. No one can. Time has moved on, and now so will you, leaving POB JFK and going on to college or to start your careers and moving on with the rest of your lives. I have a saying, my favorite quote, that I always use with my kids and that I use in my personal life and business. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And that is what so many of you have done these past few months. You figured out how to finish school from your home sitting in front of a computer, all while your teachers were figuring out how to teach you remotely from their homes at the same time. This was no small accomplishment. It was trial by fire. There was no playbook to follow. You figured out how to maintain your relationship with your friends while social distancing. When you couldn't visit colleges or attend orientations, you used technology to do it virtually. You even managed to celebrate with others, your birthdays, college decisions, and their other accomplishments. You learned how to adapt and how to move forward. Many of you didn't just get through this, you thrived. You did it. You answered the call. You did what needed to be done, and you will keep doing it next year and the years after that. You learned something so valuable, so important, something that can't be learned in a classroom or a textbook or a website. You learned how to believe in yourselves and persevere. And you may have to do it again in the fall as colleges and universities struggle to figure out how they will open and hold classes. You will continue to make lemonade. You're also learning how to change the world. The protests across America and across the world are being fueled by the energy, dreams, and desires of students. Meaningful change takes time, dedication, and perseverance. I don't want to get political. This day is about you. But I do want to leave you with another saying I often use. This one by Jedi Master Yoda. Do or do not, there is no try. If you want to create change, it starts with you. You don't try to be a better person, you do it. You don't try to conserve energy, water, and resources, you do it. You don't try to treat people fairly, you do it. You don't try to embrace diversity, you do it. You don't try to be kind, you live a life of kindness. You don't just talk about racism, you do something about it. It's time to turn feelings into actions, to make a difference, to not just try, but to do. There is no place for hate in our world. Your generation has shown a level of courage and commitment to equal rights that hasn't been seen since the 60s. While my generation and many others tried to defeat racism, we didn't. I hope and wish that yours is the one that actually does it. Speaking of the 60s, I have another favorite quote from one of my favorite songs. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. The problems, challenges, and new realities that 2020 has brought us will require us to all think outside the box. We can't expect the same old solutions to work for today's problems. If we've learned anything, it's that the world is getting smaller and we are more interconnected than ever before. The technology of today can do great things, but can also cause great harm. Do not believe everything you read on the internet, see on social media, or even watch on the news. Dig deeper, look harder. Make sure you get all the facts, not just the ones that fit your narrative. We won't solve the world's problems with sound bites or by attacking each other. We must work together to find common ground, to make the world a better place. I know you will all not just try to make our world a better place, you will do it. I hope that the disappointments you encountered this spring will be the worst ones that you ever have to deal with in your life. But we all know that won't be true. Life isn't easy. Things don't always go as planned. If we learned anything this past spring, it's to expect the unexpected, to persevere, to turn lemons into lemonade. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments. Graduating high school isn't the end of your journey, it's the beginning of the next phase of your life. A fresh start. A chance to chart your own course and to find your own path into the future. So I want to leave you with the same quote I left you with back in kindergarten from my favorite philosopher, Dr. Seuss. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. Congratulations to the POB JFK class of 2020. You did it.
When I first found out I would be giving this speech a few months ago, I never could have anticipated that it would be through a screen. I imagined standing on stage and getting to thank Central and school administration, the Board of Ed, my incredible teachers, and my family for their endless support. But instead of saying all of this to their faces, I'm standing in my living room and staring into a camera. That same day, I began to worry about what I would include in the speech, what wisdom or insight I had to share with the class of 2020. I felt like an imposter, that I was in no place to give advice given my lack of experience and generally sheltered existence. Little did I know that a couple of weeks later I, along with all of you, would be forced into a lifetime's worth of life lessons, leaving me with an abundance of newfound wisdom to share. Over the past few months, I learned how important it is to make the most of every moment and opportunity you have and not take them for granted because you never know when it will be taken away from you. The things I always looked at as inconveniences, from waking up at 5:30 every morning and sweating in yoga first period, to sprinting to my next class in 3 minutes and shaking out my cramped hand after writing for 40 minutes straight, don't seem quite as bad anymore. Now, I would give anything to have another ordinary day of school filled with these annoyances, because there were too many good parts that went unnoticed before. I'd be thrilled to sit through another challenging physics test if it meant studying with my friends in the library a few periods before. I'd rather chat and laugh with my classmates while doing a group assignment than not see them at all. As I move forward, I hope I remember this and make a conscious effort to note the seemingly minor things that make life so special. During this time, I also learned to truly appreciate what I have, even in all of life's recent disappointments. While it's far too easy to become obsessed over the cancellation of events we've all been looking forward to, and the sorrow of not being able to hug your loved ones, I have never been more grateful for these people's health and the past celebrations I did get to enjoy. Though it will surely be difficult to adjust to the many changes that will constitute our new normal as we all enter the next chapter of our lives, I feel that it is important to focus on the things that we will get to do rather than what we've lost. Nobody likes to be told it could be worse, and we are certainly valid in our frustration, but troubling times like these make us realize exactly how much we have to be thankful for. In my case, I have the best family and friends I could ask for, a group of exceptional, understanding teachers, and the phenomenal education I received in this district that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I urge you all to take a moment to reflect on what and who allowed you to get to this moment, and I look forward to seeing the amazing things you will accomplish in the future. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, teachers, administrators, family, friends, Board of Education, Central Administration, POB community, and the members of the Plainview Old Bethpage John F. Kennedy High School Class of 2020. I would like to begin by thanking all of our brave essential workers for their heroic efforts on the front lines of this pandemic. POB Class of 2020, I guess I could say that we made it. 4 years ago, we entered POB JFK's doors as excited freshmen, ready to enjoy the experience of being a high school student. We were provided with so many opportunities to take part in a plethora of classes, clubs, and sports. While we were all somewhat concerned about fitting in, we were able to find and interact with people of similar interests, whether it was Metmonk, DECA, Drama Cadets, the Real Drama Club, Pobots, or a varsity or JV sport. We were able to find our niche in high school. Over the last few years, we've become quite comfortable in JFK, as we have solidified many relationships into friendships that will last a lifetime. We've also made numerous memories, working through long nights of SQ3Rs, studying for physics tests, collecting kindness club rocks, sharing computers on rainy days, panicking over NHS hours, leaving mysterious marks on the floors in the art wing, among many others. While some of these may bring a smile to your face, high school has been a complex combination of highs and lows. We will laugh as we recall joyful moments, but we will always remember the struggles we faced and the means we took to overcome them. Unfortunately, we've all faced significant adversities during our last few months here at high school. We have missed the majority of our second semester of senior year, college decision day, senior awards and scholarship night, prom, and graduation. I know that I've missed the opportunity to attend school on an unsanctioned senior cut day. But this is just the beginning. Some of us face financial insecurity, others worry about their health and the well-being of their loved ones. We all face uncertainty over how we will continue our careers in the immediate future. Nevertheless, this pandemic has also brought about some positives in our society. While we've been separated by distance, the various acts of service and gratitude have in a way brought us all together. We have started to value our normal lives, our time with friends and family, and the experience of spending time with others in person. I want you to imagine the scene of a social gathering before the onset of this pandemic. You might see a bunch of people interacting with each other in close proximity, but I see a group of individuals sitting in a circle and staring at their phones, having no care to speak to others in the room. But today, all we want to do is to get away from the internet and have a simple in-person conversation with our friends. This virus has taught us that while technology is great, we must never lose our value for each other. The events that have accompanied the pandemic have exposed to us some of the greatest problems our nation and world face today. Times of hardship have allowed concerns about poverty, violence, and injustice to come to our attention. While it may seem that these problems are erupting today, they've existed in varying degrees for centuries in all parts of the world. To the class of 2020, I want you to think for a second about your career-related goals. What is it that you want in your professional lives? Do you want to work for someone else and take home a large salary? Or do you want to be a researcher who finds a cure for cancer, an inventor who creates a leap in technology, a philanthropist who eradicates poverty from the face of humanity, an entrepreneur who improves our daily lives, an activist who helps the environment, or any other individual who makes a difference? We need to become a force for change. Kevin Krause, a professor of history at Princeton University, mentioned that life is about making an impact, not making an income. In my opinion, an impact can range from something as small as helping a neighbor through some tough times, or as large as eliminating the issue of global hunger. I challenge each and every one of us to find a problem in the world we are passionate about and determine what we can do to spark positive change. So please, get off your phones, stop watching TikToks, and let's enter our adult lives with a mission to use our opportunities to the fullest to help humanity. Thank you, stay safe, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
It is with great pride and the deepest honor that I stand before you and celebrate you on your tremendous achievement of high school graduation. Truly a milestone in your lives. We commemorate the end of your childhood and the dawn of your adulthood. It took 13 years of schooling, starting with learning the ABCs at the kindergarten center, culminating with your last virtual assessment for POB JFK. As you watch this ceremony, take a good look at your parents and guardians seated beside you. No doubt they're wondering, where's the time gone? How could it be that my child is graduating high school? To them, it seems like yesterday when they first held you in their arms the moment you entered this world. In the eyes of their newborn, they saw a great promise for the future and the impact your life would have on society. What they would give to relive one of your Little League baseball games or ballet recitals, or a chance to read to you your favorite childhood story just one more time, or tuck you in at night and watch you fall asleep. To relive just one of those memories would be a dream come true for them. Such experiences are forever etched in their minds, as is the morning you first boarded the school bus, waving goodbye as you embarked on the journey that would bring you here today. Not all of our graduates enjoyed the easiest childhood, that I know. For some, arriving at today was a struggle, as life posed significant challenges along the way. I commend them and you all for your strength and determination to persevere, especially when giving up seemed like the best option. You have faced some of life's challenges and have learned how to respond to each one admirably. You have earned your diploma and you're ready to take the next step in your life's journey. If your path is like most who graduate from our fine school, you will be attending college in the fall. However, there are those whose path will be different. Some will be starting vocational training, while others will pursue a future with the military. And then there are those who will enter the workforce. Your future is yet to be determined. It is up to you to create it. Whatever you choose to do, your future is going to be brighter as a graduate from Plainview or Bethpage, John F. Kennedy High School. When I think of the class of 2020, I think of a very kind, caring, bright, talented, fun and cohesive group of young adults. Countless times over the 4 years that I've had the pleasure of knowing you, I have either personally observed or heard stories recounted to me of you embracing each other's differences, accepting one another for who you are, and encouraging each other to take chances. You're talented, critical thinkers, inquisitive, and driven to achieve your goals. Together, you've been through some of modern time's greatest challenges. After all, you entered this world in the aftermath of the tragic events of September 11, 2001. Growing up was different than the way it was for those who came before you. By the time you entered school, our country was in the midst of the Great Recession of 2008-2009. Some of you saw your parents struggle to find employment after losing their jobs or seeking additional work to help pay their increasing bills. You watched the news and wondered, what will the world be like when we graduate? Things have to be better, right? With promise in my eyes, I offered reassuring words at each graduating class's ceremony. Little did you or I or anyone else ever imagine the year you would graduate would be defined by a virus referred to as COVID-19. Add to that, our nation would go into crisis over racial injustice. Face masks and social distancing competed with riots and protests. This spring, we learned how resilient you really are, as suddenly you were forced to leave the classroom and learn from home for the remainder of your school year. Your Chromebook became your most essential learning tool. All your highly anticipated end-of-year events like senior prom and graduation were either conducted remotely or canceled. No other class has experienced what you did, yet throughout it all, you conducted yourself like no other class could have. You became active participants in discussions pertaining to your instruction, grading, as well as celebratory events. I truly believe this experience, as upsetting as it was to go through, will have an impact on the adults you become. Earlier in this speech, when referring to you as newborns, I said, in the words of your parents, in their eyes, your parents saw great promise for the future and the impact you will have on society. Well, the time is now. You are not only ready for the real world, but the real world is greatly anticipating your contributions. We are filled with tremendous hope and excitement for what your future means. You are the next groundbreaking researchers, the most brilliant doctors, lawyers, educators, police officers, and political leaders. You will be unforgettable artists, musicians, activists, and even Nobel Prize winners. Your achievements in this 1 year alone are lending support to my claim. This year, your class had 10 Academic Excellence Award recipients, 2 National Merit Scholarship winners, 3 National Merit Scholarship finalists, 19 commended students in the National Merit Program, 3 National Hispanic Recognition Program scholars, 1 Regeneron Science and Talent Search Scholar, 1 Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair finalist, 3 Long Island Junior Science and Humanities Symposium semifinalists, 6 Toshiba ExploraVision semifinalists, 3 Regional Brain Bee winners, 1 Long Island Scholar Artist for Visual Arts, 1 Art Supervisors Association of Nassau County Senior Scholarship winner, 1 Art Supervisors Association of Nassau County Senior Leadership Award winner, 2 Long Island Best Art Show Exhibition Artists, 1 Photographic Federation of Long Island Student Showcase winner, 1 U.S. Presidential Scholar candidate, and that is all from this incredible class. At last month's Senior Awards Night, you were acknowledged by the school community with 139 community awards, amassing more than $91,000. You earned over $5 million in scholarships to colleges throughout our country, and you have been accepted to wonderful academic institutions locally and throughout the nation. Whether or not you were a recipient of one of those awards or scholarships I just mentioned, you will be remembered as an integral part of the class of 2020. You have the potential to do great things with your life, and I challenge you to do it. Make a difference in this world. Continue to learn, stay informed, discover who you are and how you want to be remembered. Give back to your community by helping others. Be kind, honest, use good judgment, and most importantly, live a healthy and happy life. In today's ceremony, you were welcomed by a trustee from our Board of Education and parent of one of our graduates, Mr. Gary Batan. You then heard inspiring words from our salutatorian, Elizabeth Korn, and your valedictorian, Salil Kamath. You will now hear from your student government president, Emily Meiselman, and then your class president, Atul Gera, as they each deliver messages of reflection and hope. We are honored to hear from our superintendent of schools, Dr. Lorna Lewis, in her last POB JFK commencement speech, prior to the announcement of our graduates this evening. In closing, once again, I wish you congratulations on your tremendous achievement. I am extremely proud of you and will truly miss all of you.
Hello, class of 2020. I would like to welcome our honored guests, the Board of Education, administrators, teachers, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2020. To the class of 2020, congratulations, we did it. For years to come, the class of 2020 will be remembered for many things, one unfortunately being quite obvious. March 9th was a regular day of class. Carlos still greeted my friends and I coming back from our off periods with large family bagel-like coffees in hand. Joanne still reprimanded me for forgetting my ID, and of course, I still made a pit stop to have a conversation with Marie, the hall monitor, before class. At 1:49 p.m., anyone in the halls could hear the echo of the keys jingling as seniors got ready to leave their 9th period class and race out to the parking lot to be the first to leave. No one would realize that that day would become our last in-person day as seniors at POB JFKHS. Days turned into weeks, which turned into months, and soon became our permanent reality. But our district did not allow such circumstances to paralyze us, but rather provide us the opportunity to continue learning and staying connected amidst a rapid changing world. We quickly went from in-person instruction to Zoom calls and Google Meets. We even took our AP exams online. This pandemic does not define us or diminish our accomplishments throughout these past 13 years in the district. We are the class of 2020. We are strong, resilient, and determined to make the most of what this world has thrown at us. This year, we've excelled in academics, extracurriculars, and athletics. We had talented seniors named as commended students, semifinalists, and finalists in the 2020 National Merit Scholarship Competition, students selected as National Hispanic Scholars, and so many other accomplishments. I mean, let's just start with DECA. Not to brag, but I have to say, in a true Plainview fashion, personally, my DECA group placed first in our category out of 30 groups punching our ticket to nationals. Along with us, 39 other competitors from our school placed and were headed to nationals. The class of 2020 is also known for giving back. Every year, the SAD Club teams up with the New York Blood Center and hosts a blood drive in our very own gymnasium. Every fall and spring, you will find seniors very eager to donate blood. It is absolutely not due to the fact that they miss 4 periods of class, or that they have an unlimited buffet with bagels and snacks, but rather out of the true kindness of their hearts. But in all seriousness, the class of 2020 donated 106 pints of blood this fall during the SAD blood drive, and we're extremely upset to have had it canceled due to COVID. Lastly, moving on to sports. Our sports teams especially have made quite the impression this year, excelling both on and off of the field. Off of the field, every varsity team earned the distinction of the New York Public High School Athletic Association Scholar Team Award. This season, the girls' swimming and diving team went undefeated and achieved their first conference championship in 10 years. Students gathered together to cheer on boys varsity volleyball as they won another conference championship. For the first time since 2005, the Hawks football team had a winning season, beating incredible teams. Girls soccer reached the Nassau County semifinals for the second year in a row. And lastly, girls varsity basketball won their playoff game against Farmingdale, making it the first time in girls basketball program history to win a playoff game. Between academics, athletics, and extracurriculars, those are only a few of the big accolades we have reached as a class this year. Throughout our years at JFK, we have been given so many memorable moments that our administration has provided us with. Who could forget those beautiful bright orange lanyards around our neck with our freshman day picture day photos proudly displayed? All joking aside, our administration has worked tirelessly to make POB JFK a safe place to learn. This year, in every classroom, high-tech doors were installed. Junior year, all students were given a Chromebook to incorporate more technology into our learning. Thinking back on our freshman year, we walked into POB JFK High School, given the opportunity to participate in 31 different advanced placement classes to better prepare us for college. And of course, the year that we're graduating, the LGI gets a complete renovation perfect for nights of a cappella, choir concerts, and school plays. What an amazing 13 years it has been. I truly cannot thank this district enough for all of the opportunities and experiences that it has given me. This school year, I have met 2 new faculty members who truly do not understand how much they have positively impacted my senior year. First, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Jarman, also warmly nicknamed as J Money. I always knew he would be able to help me with any obstacle that I had to overcome. He's so genuinely kind and cares about every student that walks past his office. I don't have the words to express my gratitude for all that you have done for my friends and I this year. Thank you for everything, J Money, and congratulations on becoming a permanent member of the POB guidance team. Second, I would like to thank our assistant principal, Miss Beltrani. Miss Beltrani is the hardest worker I have ever met. She came from an extremely different school district in the city, yet adapted to the POB ways so quickly. She has gone above and beyond for our class and for me as well. Miss Beltrani, you have only been here for 1 school year, but I swear I felt like I have known you my entire life. Thank you for everything. I would like to thank Mr. Murray for being so supportive throughout the planning of graduation and hearing our voices. Thank you for being the best principal. I would like to thank my friends and family. To my friends, I will truly miss all of you and know that each and every single one of you will do amazing things. Mom and Dad, your unconditional love and unwavering support has helped me reach my absolute potential. And to my sister Madison, thank you for making me late to school when you insist on having mommy change your diaper. It's definitely an excuse my first period teacher has not heard before. Well, enough about me. To the class of 2020. Obstacles are the cost of greatness. We have persevered through these tough times and will continue to excel in many different ways. I wish all of you the best of luck in your futures and cannot wait to see the places that you will go. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hi everyone, my name is Atul Gera. I'm the president of the class of 2020. You've probably heard many thank yous by now. However, I would be remiss if I were to not also thank our superintendent, Board of Education, principals, teachers, security, and custodial staff. You've exceeded expectations, as well as created a foundation for all POB students that not even a pandemic could break. You all worked tremendously hard to keep us safe and engaged in class, whether virtual or in person. Most impressively, we all adapted to our stay-at-home situation and learned Zoom quickly to meet with colleagues or students. Though, I must be honest, some still can't find the mute button. For the record, it looks like a microphone and it's at the bottom of your screen. I want to thank my parents for putting my education, safety, and happiness above all else. And I want to acknowledge the incredible work my fellow student government members did, along with the senior class advisors, Ms. Carmen and Ms. Henkel. We met continuously to discuss the best possible graduation options, with many senior events leading up to this very video. Their insight and hope were quite refreshing when things seemed to be going downhill. Finally, congratulations to the class of 2020. It's been an honor to be your classmate for all these years. As I'm recording this speech right now in July, I hope that you will all get to hear from me in person come August. Either way, a virtual graduation video isn't that bad, because years from now, you will all be able to rewatch this as you look back at this roller coaster of a senior year. This video itself will serve as memorabilia from a time in history we'll be speaking about for many, many years to come. The class of 2020 may go down in history because of this pandemic, the closing of school across the country, and the sheer number of virtual graduation videos. But I hope you all remember our time in POB as much more than this. We've been through thick and thin in the last 4 years. 9 period days, 2 assistant principals, a school-wide evacuation of Matlin, ID badges, shortened AP exams, which were a blessing and a curse at the same time, online learning, and yes, a pandemic. But I, for one, will also remember how to draw a chicken, thanks to Mrs. Atlas, the hilarious math classes with Mr. Marsh, and the Rube Goldberg machine I made for Miss Bartage's physics class. It's little, cherishable moments like these that define our time together as POB students. But the pandemic did teach us a few things that school couldn't. We learned how important it is to spend time with parents and grandparents. We learned that Carol Baskin and her big cat rescue may not be quite so innocent. Healthcare workers, grocery workers, and janitors are getting the respect they have always deserved. And we saw life go on. Schools, work, college orientation, APs, award ceremonies, and even our graduation went virtual. We faced several difficulties in our paths to this moment, this closure of our high school careers. But as Martin Luther King Jr. put it, today, our very survival depends on our ability to stay awake, to adjust to new ideas, to remain vigilant, and to face the challenge of change. From climate change, social injustices, and the pandemic, to the alternative learning plans in our community, us POB students have fought together for ourselves and for others in need. We strived to bring positivity in each other's lives. And as POB alum, we will bring progress to these global and local issues alike. I'm confident that the class of 2020, the people I first met in my Orange Butterflies kindergarten class, the students I lunched with for 13 years, and the friends I'm speaking to now, have the most talented minds and the biggest of hearts to rewrite our history. Because there never has or will be a class like us. Entering college or the workforce soon, we will go our separate paths to find our version of success and happiness. And we will, because the values we learned here in Plainview Old Bethpage will take us far in life. Congratulations once again, and I hope we all meet again soon so that you can sign my yearbook. Thank you.
This is a day that your families, friends, faculty, and each member of the class of 2020 have anticipated. I am delighted to be part of this important milestone in the lives of 390 incredible young men and women who I now have the pleasure of proudly presenting to the Board of Education. You have worked hard, played hard, given much to your community, and now are ready to step out into the world, poised and ready to make the climb up your next mountain. You are the class we have been waiting and hoping for, the class that will change the world because of the experiences you have triumphed over in your 13 years with us. Born in the shadow of 9/11, you have learned to be resilient and resourceful. You have shown empathy for those less fortunate in your many endeavors, even most recently when you broke all records in your collection of funds for Island Harvest. When your long-awaited debut of Newsies was not to be, you found a way to share in your talents. You are a class of champions at the county, state, and national level in athletics, music, art, and scholarship. In a world where we get our latest news through the various social media platforms, you have demonstrated literary prowess through masterpiece works in Odyssey 2020, your yearbook, Hawkeye, your award-winning newspaper, Creative Patterns and Images, your award-winning literary and art magazine. Somehow you managed to balance your quest for academic excellence with equal zeal for making a difference locally and globally, and for that you will be long remembered. The answer to success in the new world you are about to leave us to enter will not come from your parents or your teachers. Success will come with new dimensions and new ways to measure achievement. We have equipped you with the ability to decipher right from wrong. It is now up to you to use those critical skills we have been exercising to ask questions and demand answers that will address some of the wrongs that we as adults have failed to right. In the past 4 months, the earth has been able to breathe. Ironically, at a time when some humans have not been able to. Our skies are bluer, the air is cleaner, and it has been reported that the people in India have been able to see the peaks of the Himalayas clearly from 100 miles away for the first time in decades. You have the responsibility to ensure a cleaner environment by the lifestyles you choose and the votes you cast to protect your planet. The lesson from COVID was summarized in Martin Luther King's famous quote, "We are caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." The health and well-being of every human being has a direct impact on you. We must care for each other as if our lives depended on it. Indeed, it very well may. The world response to recent occurrences of social injustices have awakened the activism that brought change to our country in the 1960s. It was bravery of the youth who marched with Dr. King and stood in the hot sun as he proclaimed, "I have a dream," that set the stage for civil rights in America. Without those young people fighting for justice, I would not have had the opportunity to become your superintendent, serving your amazing class for the past 8 years. And I hope that I left you with a message that success comes in all colors and shapes. Embrace the richness of diversity that this world has to offer. As you reflect on your senior year, what lessons have you learned that will propel you to act? How will you change the world? Class of 2020, you have a glorious opportunity before you to inject change in your society so that another generation will not relive the burden of social injustices. You are the class we anxiously awaited to create the critical turning point in our nation's long journey, to live up to our highest ideals. This makes me extremely hopeful for the future. Class of 2020, you have the power to imagine a better world. Now go forward, equipped and ready to make an extraordinary difference.
Salil S. Kamat. Elizabeth Nora Korn. Emily Reese Maestelman. Andrew Jacob Zutler. Matthew John Lipchick. Emily Zhang. Atul Gera. Madison Page Stromberg. Jerome Max Kessler. Alexa Nicole O'Connor. Xiangbin Huang. Jessica Morgan Abelo. Joseph Izaro Akovelli. Liberty Phoenix Ackerman. Austin McAdams. Rohit Agarwal. Andrew John Albertelli. Alexander J. Aldericio. Adam Scott Aladort. Lucas David Alexander. Nicholas James Archiold. Joseph Ashton. Ayesha Aslam. Spencer Russell Axelrod. Jonathan J. Belletta. Jacqueline Barnett. Heather Renee Barron. Zachary Joseph Barton. Patrick John Bartoletta. Benjamin Nathaniel Bass. Aaron Bader. Andrew Anil Bathija. Celine Sema Betan. Masi Bedar. Olivia Caitlin Beluomo. Abby Julia Benowitz. Sian Benson. Brandon Matthew Bernstein. Jillian Rachel Bernstein. Matthew Bernstein. Caleb M. Burson. Jillian Paris Batan. Stephen Thomas Betts, Sahiba Bhatnagar, Sahibjot Singh Bular, Jacob Daniel Byron, Jessica N. Blum, Danielle Elena Boccia, Christina Danielle Bono, Hannah Isabel Brachia, Ethan Scott Brandwine, Jack Berguglio, Julia Blake Brodsky, Logan Andrew Bruno, Robert Brzezinski, Adam Lando Budiansky, Brian Patrick Burke, Alexandria Campbell, Alexandra Capella, Michael Capella, Andrew Joseph Carella, Robert Jordan Castle, Amanda Grace Casal, Anthony Vincent Casal, Kyle Cheyu Chiang, Jennifer Ashley Choi, Chance Edward Christianberry, Gwendolyn J. Clark, Jenna Lindsay Cohen, Madison Jana Cohen, Maxwell Felix Cohen, Sean Matthew Cohen, Samantha Josephine Colon, Ava Corbett, Stephen Charles Corbisiero, Nicholas Antonino Corso, Ethan Abraham Chris, Angela Delaris, Cleopatra Delaris, Marvin Dan, Pratika Das, Daniel Evan Davidson, Nicholas Andrew DiBichelia, Maxwell Luke DeFalco, Nicholas Damasi, Angud Singh Dev, Benjamin Luke Diamond, Maxwell Jacob Diamond, Juliana Renee Diaz, Tatiana M. Diaz Flores, Gina Francis Dolan, Kristen E. Dong, Margaret Mary Donovan, Ash Drebsky, Bradley Jordan Drebsky, Max Jacob Endelson, Ali Essa, Sophia Madison Fama, Gabriella T. Fejo, Jacqueline Karen Feldman, Matthew Glenn Ferrara, Joseph Lewis Ferry, Shelby Lee Fleischman, Samantha Leah Foster, Benjamin A. Fox, Benjamin Caleb Frisch, Jacob Harris Frisch, Samantha Gabrielle Frisch, Chisa Fukuda, Nicole Furman, Brian Scott Futterman, Amanda Kate Futterman, Livia Faye Futterman, Zeev Gar, Sydney Lauren Garbus, Jamie Melissa Garin, Andrew Scott Gelfman, Riley Benjamin Gilman, Juliana Isabella Giorlandino, Alex Matthew Glasser, Joshua Goldberg, Rachel Drew Golden, Erin Rose Goldfarb, Avery Harris Goldman, William Gomez, Sophie Joy Goodman, Grant Cole Gordon, Samantha Kate Gordon, Rebecca Sam Graubart, Evan Ross Greenblatt, Jacob Greenspan, Jordana Karen Groveman, Samantha Nicole Grutadaria, Mahika Gupta, Lindsay Morgan Gertman, Alexa Faye Gooderson, Alicia Ha, Sophie Jade Haber, Eva Rose Hall, Isabella Catherine Hall, Sue Bin Han, Zegna Han, Shani Hanan, Connor Sean Healy, Joshua Evan Hecht, Benjamin Reed Herzog, Jacqueline Rose Hilber, Evan Zane Hitsky, Cameron Matthew Hollisher, Brianna Huang Oyang, Alba Ayani, Daniela Leah Elulian, Rita Fatima Imran, Heather Ann Inglisi, Krish Israni, Neelab Jawed, William Gian, Julia Hope Cachianos, Sophia Grace Cachianos, Sean David Kapla, Adaman Tuna Karagaz, Yunus Muhammad Karimzada, Michael Dennis Kadavatis, Zoe Rose Kadavatis, Lauren Katz, Ravneet Kaur, Jake Robert Kessler, Fatima Zara Kalfan, Gregory Charles Keys Jr., Caleb Kim, Christensen Kim, David Yundong Kim, Elizabeth Yein Kim, Matthew Tekdong Kim, Min Ji Kim, Ryan Jusung Kim, Ziho Kim, Jesse Page Kirschner, Joshua Seth Klein, Joshua Robert Koplitz, Mansi Bavesh Kotari, Nicholas Kranglewitz, Ava Michelle Kreshover, Joshua Daniel Kurtz, Anna Lynn Lacourte, Alexandria Page Lamarche, Jordan T. Lambert, Ethan Charles Lander, Gianna Maria Lausella, Alexis Fernando Lazo, Amy Rose Lederer, Noah Samuel Lederer, Jeremy Max Leffel, Nicholas Gregory Leone, Aaron Teen Yun Leong, Jonathan Teen Lo Leong, Emma Madison Lesser, Samantha Anita Lesser, Alex Justin Lessman, Ethan Lewis Letter, Olivia Victoria Lev, Nicolette S. Levine, Jamie Alexandra Levy, Jacob Ross Lewis, Jenna Libertelli, Evan William Licari, Dahlia Beth Lieberman, Elizabeth M. Liebman, Danielle Page Limmer, Matthew Lizovics, Emily Xinyi Liu, Marianne Carolina Lopez, John Anthony Lopresto, Cameron H. Love, Michael Joseph Lupia Jr., Isabella Reese Lupo, Samantha Rose Luskin, Dylan Z. Luxembourg, Ashley Elizabeth Lynch, Zongyu Ma, Antonio Sebastian Machado, Gianna Kaylee Marr, Zachary Seth Malamud, Joshua Hayden Mallet, Mariana Catherine Malitzis, James M. Manzo, Michael Marinaccio, Julia Marie Massler, Dylan Nicholas Mason, Nicole Faye Masterides, Marissa Matthew, Edward Michael Mauro, Giuseppe Giovanni Mauro, Sebastiano Antonio Mauro, Jillian Sophie Max, Liana Marie Mazzocchi, Kyle J. McCarthy, Eric Daniel Mele, Madeline Laura Metzger, Allison Michelle Meyer, Carolyn Louise Miao, Sierra Michelle Miles, Danielle Morgan Mintz, Sherilyn Moffa, Harpreet Kaur Multani, Skylar Rachel Music, Zeev Moshe Naxon, Nicholas Joseph Napoli, Olivia Christine Napoli, Laura Ashley Newman, Samantha Jade Newman, Alessandra Maria Nazari, Stephen Ju-Young No, Juliana Nicole Noren, Ryan Liam Norris, Michael Andrew Oberlender, Sadaf Omar, Andrew Philip Ortenberg, Samantha G. Ortenberg, Amanda Nicole Ortzman, Ross Matthew Ostriger, Ryan James Padger, Stephen Michael Palashano, Jaden Panchal, Gregory Matthias Paraskevopoulos, Lauren Kayuri Park, Trinity Marie Pascarella, Devin Kalpesh Patel, Rick Patel, Isabella T. Persaud, Max Harrison Perskin, Jared Matthew Phillips, Ashley Elizabeth Pickus, Sivan Plotkin, Jack Michael Poggioriale, Jeremy I. Portnoy, Alexa Nicole Powers, Joshua Fred Powers, Julian Lee Purnell, Anna Grace Rabinowitz, Benjamin Paul Rafer, Rebecca Lena Ramhap, Emma Page Radis, Morgan Ashley Ratner, Max Renee Redler, Rebecca H. Reese, Nicolette E. Resnick, Theodore Calvin Ricketts, Olivia Sarah Riegler, Paola Sofia Rincon, Alec Frank Robinson, Cameron Vincent Robinson, Junesiok Rowe, Gia Rose Romano, Franklin Manuel Rosario, Brandon Cole Rosen, Jordan A. Rosenbaum, Matthew Alex Rosenberg, Jessica Lori Rosenfeld, Matthew Lawrence Rosenfeld, Aaron Matthew Rothschild, Benjamin Ian Rosenbaum, Daniel Ryan Rubin, Justin David Russ, Francesca Anna Russo, Jeremy Gavin Sachs, Thomas Francis Sadowski, Rushil Lokanath Sai, Dylan Matthew Samuels, Ashley Daniela Sanchez, Karen Sanamaya, Connor Joseph Savino, Ethan Lee Scheibel, Allison Nobuko Scher, Anthony John Sciano, Pujita Lakshmi Sinivasan, Dong Chan Seo, Catherine Sun, Sarah Ashley Sessler, Maxwell David Shackman, Faraz Ali Shamji, Evan Tyler Shapiro, Maxwell Logan Shapiro, Charles Schuyler Sheldon, Cody Kyle Sherlock, Ji Hyun Shin, Carolyn Shaw, Andre Shum, Sydney Rose Siciliano, Lawrence Michael Simon, Prabjot Singh, Manhin Siu, Jared Benjamin Slade, Hannah Faye Slavsky, Zachary Scott Slotnick, Russell Alexander Smith, Jack McNally Sussman, Emily Lillian Sofer, Ben Ellen Solomon, Jaehyun Song, Kyle Riza Sonmez, Abigail Rose Spencer, Abby Rose Stein. Rochelle Tamara Sterling. Skylar Alexis Stern. Yael Jenna Stochel. Catherine Rose Entman Sinnott. Ori Tall. Hinako Tamai. Allison Nicole Taub. Samuel A. Tavel. Matthew S. Temkin. Salvatore Anthony Testa. Griffin Reed Thurber. Gabrielle Rose Turson. Krina Prakash Totala. Rebecca Trentacosta. Andrew Joseph Tucci. Ariel Samuel Tsaw. Dia Vadagiri. Brianna Lynn Valenza. Eshwin Varghese. Pravin V. Vatapelil. Alexa Nicole Vagoda. Nicholas Anthony Venturini. Sean Carlos Vieira. Anna Veej. Emily Amanda Villavicencio. Evan D. Villavicencio. Justin T. Villavicencio. Dean Jacob Weintraub. Jackson Tyler Weissman. Samuel Benjamin Nyberg Weissman. Elizabeth G. Weissmeyer. Max R. Willett. Jenna Nicole Wolf. Max B. Yare. Alexander Lewis Young. Ryan M. Young. Joel Yu. Jiayu Yuan. John Umat Ugel. Asna Zalia. Michelle Zhu. Luke G. Zuckerman. Fuxin Zuo.
Now that all 388 graduates have been presented to receive their diplomas, I invite each graduate to put your cap back on if you happen to take it off, and then step outside of your car to be recognized one last time as a class. I'll give you a moment to do so. Please stand on the passenger side of the car to maintain sufficient social distancing from other graduates. Go right ahead. Okay, at this time, with each senior having received a Plainview Old Bethpage John F. Kennedy High School diploma, I now certify to Dr. Lewis and the Board of Education that each graduate of the class of 2020 has successfully met all the state and local requirements as set forth by the Plainview Old Bethpage School District and the New York State Education Department. As a symbol of your entry into the ranks of Plainview Old Bethpage JFK High School alumni, graduates may now transfer tassels from right to left. Congratulations to the class of 2020. You have officially graduated. Thank you all for your participation in today's ceremony. Please get home safely. Good night.